Hey, how's it going? It's Sean Bradshaw from cyberfret.com, and in this guitar lesson I'm going to show you how to play the Mystery Eagles chord, one that's played by the Eagles in a lot of their kind of acoustic-oriented tunes, and one that's often, when I've seen people play Eagles tunes, kind of the one that they kind of miss. It's one, you know, as people are trying to figure out Eagles tunes, they kind of hear this chord and mistakenly a lot of times think it's a G7 chord, but it's really a D7sus4 / G. Sounds complicated, but it's really not that bad. So let's take a look at it. So what we're going to do here is start off with what's called a D7sus4 chord. We're going to take your first finger, put it on the second string at the first fret. Your second finger is going to go on the third string at the second fret, and your fourth finger is going to go on the first string at the third fret. And if you were to strum 4 strings on this, that's called a D7sus4. If you know a D7 chord, which is just where your third finger is on that first string at the second fret, all that's happening is we're raising up that note on the first string up 1 fret, so it's a G instead of an F sharp. So D7sus4. But then what we're going to do here is throw an alternate bass note in the bottom. All right, so what we're going to do is play a G note, 3rd fret on the 6th string. I'm also going to, with my third finger here, just very lightly touch this 5th string so that it's going to be muted. Even though I do have an A note in the chord and the open 5th string is an A, those two notes would clash that low. And so what we want to do is mute out that 5th string. And then we can have the 4th string open and the rest of that D7sus4 chord. So this is a long name. It's D7sus4 / G. So it just means it's a D7sus4 chord, but with a G as the lowest sounding note. This is what's known as a slash chord. Alright, so this is, like I said, it's often one of those things where people are figuring out Eagles tunes. They kind of hear the G note as the lowest sound and kind of go through the usual suspects for G chords and kind of play, you know, their basic G or a G7 and say, well, it must be one of those because it's a G. So, but if you find a mysterious, mystical chord in an Eagles tune that you can't seem to figure out, and you figure out that the lowest note is a G, well, give this a test. All right, does this sound familiar? There it is in Take It Easy, all right, the intro, where you have a basic G chord. It's kind of another slash chord. This is called a C / G. So we still have that bass note of a G. So it's basic. Here's your basic C chord. If I add my pinky on the first string at the 3rd fret, it's a G note. It's still a C chord. And then if I move my 3rd finger here to the 6th string at the 3rd fret, then that is a C chord, but with the G as the lowest sounding note. Now again, I'm muting out this 5th string by just lightly touching it. I call that the lazy finger mute because what I'm doing is letting my 3rd finger kind of get a little bit lazy and touch that 5th string. So G, C / G, and all I have to do is move my 2nd finger to the 3rd string, and I've got my D7sus4 / G chord. Alright, so no more mystery for this Eagles chord. Now you know that it's a D7sus4 / G. Have a good one.